Hello, and welcome to the breaktesting for the Halls of Chaos games we're running at Dragonmeet. So, who are you, what are you, and to celebrate National Princess Day, who is your favourite princess and why? Starting with Squid.
Hello, I am Squid, and I am playing Cat-Handed Dave. And I still haven't decided what Cat-Handed Dave's voice is, which is pretty common. Favourite princess? God, I don't know. I'll just say Princess Diana, because she's everybody's favourite, and she's still on the Daily Mail every week.
Fair enough.
Not a good thing, by the way.
Next we have Dragon.
Hello. I will be playing an elf called Shadow. They're really good with dungeoneering and pretty shit at everything else. Like, they're very specialised elf, so I don't think they're going to manage very well in this. I haven't actually thought up a voice either, so if any of you have suggestions, that would be great. Favourite princess? I'll go with Anna from Frozen,
Apparently
because
Frozen
she does at least come to her senses and kick the fuck out of people, so...
Apparently Frozen 2 is annoyingly good.
I was told that about the first one. I've still never seen
The
it.
first one's actually quite good. You kind of get
No,
what
don't.
you expect from the second one, but they've actually done it quite well,
Latch into
apparently.
your brain in that Disney way. It will just latch into your brain and stick there forever.
Yeah.
I do have a voice
It's like-
suggestion for you.
Disney
Oh.
drug.
Your character has to talk like Frasier.
Oh god. We'll
So
see.
like instead of saying, oh god, you have to go, oh for God's sakes, Niles. And things like that.
And every single word has got to be angry, and the longer it goes on.
I'm listening.
Yep.
Feel free to cut this part.
Okay, next we have Leonida.
Oh, hello there. It's Flick Dre, your own homegrown dwarf. I'm a thief. You might lose your money when you are accompanying me, but don't you worry. It might be your lucky day. For a favorite princess, I'd probably go with Ariel. I can't figure anyone else out right now that I really like. I enjoyed The Little Mermaid when I was younger, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Fair enough. Next we have Amy.
Hello, I'm playing Rolo Gibbs. I know nothing about him, and I don't have a voice either, but here we go. My favourite princess would be Belle, because like her, I read loads of books and was the strange one. So,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that was my favourite.
Fair enough. Next we have Valerie.
What's up? It's me, Valerie. I'm playing Ilya Helvig. So I'll be honest, the first place that my mind went to when failed princess, and apparently the place it's stuck is not even like a princess, just the lines like, "Oh well, excuse me, princess," from like the fucking shitty Zelda adaptation. So I'm gonna go with that line specifically. Is my favourite utterance
Have you ever actually
of
watched
princess.
that Zelda show?
No,
It was good. From the few
I mean
cartoons Nintendo ever did.
I can't say either or because I haven't watched it. I just know that there's a line that sounds dumb.
Next we have AJ.
G'day. I'm playing Outback Bruce. See how this goes?
His last name's not Wongle Pong, is it?
No, I realised that after I named the character that we've already had a Bruce on Plummet. Well, he can fuck off.
He wasn't there for very
That might.
I'll go with Princess Leia for my favourite princess because she's not afraid to choke out a hut.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I approve, yep.
And finally, making her triumphant return, is Rebecca.
Huzzah, I am back. So I just repurposed a really old D&D character that was a Bothan from the Star Wars D&D, and I've just made her one of the cat people things. Her name's Aura Velsic. She's angry, and a bit of a technician, and angry. My favourite princess is Princess Anemone from Wings of Fire, a lesbian dragon princess with an awesome girlfriend, and I've cosplayed her.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
That corset was painful.
So, how does this concept work? Well, I'm going to ask one of the party, whoever is first to do it, to roll a d20 to see what our first room is. And the party are going to attempt to get from basically entrance to exit in every single room, working their way past whatever hazard and or problem is in the room and working out how best to deal with it. They can only use the items they have taken with them, but all their imagination and ingenuity is appreciated, so let's see how they get on. Our first room is room number 4. So, you're all standing in this small hallway, and go forward and you open the door to the first room, and as soon as you do it, a wall of bananas falls out. What do you do?
Ooh, bananas.
The room in front of you seems to be filled to the brim with bananas.
Only one thing to do, start eating these fucking bananas.
Well, I sort of agree. Do we have any monkeys with us?
My mum always said I was a little monkey.
Oh, off you go then. Start eating.
I think I would rather just shift some of the bananas to behind us.
I have
I
a
mean-
shovel.
I would quite like to peel a banana. Do I roll to peel a banana?
No, you could peel a banana safely. I trust you, Belry, somehow to peel and eat a
I have a
banana safely.
D12. my dex is D12.
Okay, actually, you know what? Roll to see if you put the banana in your eye.
Why do I do this to myself?
I do
We don't
no
know.
idea.
Nope, you have managed to eat the banana safely. You managed to guide it from your hand to your mouth without shoving it into your eye.
Do you want some, Dolly? And I'm gonna feed my dolly.
Okay,
I'm gonna mush banana into my doll's face.
right. So while the 10-year-old girl was smushing a banana into her doll's face, what are the rest of you doing?
I probably would like to do an awareness check to see if there's anything else than bananas in the pile of bananas.
Okay, roll.
There's like one banana-shaped rock.
There just seems to be bananas so far. The light in the next room seems blocked out with how many bananas there are.
I have a shovel. Can I attempt to shovel the banana?
Yes, you can. So roll your, let's say, strength to start moving the bananas.
Rolo shall give her a hand.
I think
Roll your strength as well then.
I will do my best.
Maybe we could make banana bread.
Natural 1. Rolo slips on the both the natural ones. Both of you slip and
How?
land really painfully, causing a small blood injury. Let's see what that blood injury is. Where's
We haven't
the
even
dice
made
roll?
it out of the small corridor yet.
My first roll, everybody. It's great to be back.
14.
Welcome back.
14 is right arm.
Oh god.
Somehow, Rolo slips on a banana peel and lands arm down on the shovel, slicing his arm clean off his body.
Great.
Me?
No, Rolo, the other
No,
one.
me.
The
Ah! My arm! My arm!
Rolo lands basically on her side, and again clips one of her fingers on the shovel, so loses one finger. But
It's been 10 seconds
Yeah.
and I've been back.
But unfortunately, Rollo has the worst of it, as his right arm is now lying loosely on the floor and blood is spraying everywhere, coating these bananas.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, what is everyone else going to do?
Shadow walks forward, having kept themselves pressed against the wall because people are crazy. And they will start to just pushing the bananas away out of the doorway, pushing them into the back of the room where they are.
The more you try and push them back, there doesn't feel as much like space to push them any further.
Okay, how much space have we cleared?
The sort of room you started in is about maybe a 3 meter by 3 meter room. So you could probably
Right,
pull
okay.
some bananas into that room for now if you wanted.
I would like to do a dungeoneering check so that we can see if it will be possible to lower the level of the bananas in the room in front of us so we can get through,
Okay.
or if there's like any windows or other doors or trap doors that we can put bananas through.
Okay.
Banana drain.
There doesn't seem to be anything else there, though you do see there is definitely some sort of light coming from what must be the middle of the room, but it seems to be obscured by bananas.
What if we all jumped up and down on the bananas to make them all mushy?
Then we might drown.
You can't drown in bananas, silly.
Well, I don't think that
What
might
else
be
like
that
fried?
viscous.
Either way, it's chock-a-block of bananas in there.
Oh yes.
That sounds yummy.
I would probably try to use my net and put it on top of the banana so we can sort of crawl over.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Roll your dex to climb. Okay, you managed to climb up on top of the bananas. It doesn't feel very stable under your feet, but you are on top of it.
I'm the king of the world! Oh,
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to make a little tourniquet to stop the bleeding from the one who's lost their arm.
Okay. So as Rollo continues to go pale, you tourniquet to stop his arm getting worse.
Cack-handed Dave at this point is just going to live up to his name and sort of push to the front and start trying to hack a tunnel with his axe.
Okay, roll me strength. So, you slice through the first row of bananas. You cause Flick to fall off the top of it and on top of you, so do me a dex to dodge the falling Flick.
ew!
Yep. Basically counts as a crit, so yes, you managed to just get out of the way as
Critical
Flick
success,
lands
yeah.
next to you.
Oof.
Sorry then, mate.
Well,
Wait a minute.
that wasn't unnecessary, I think.
Does that not then mean that it's better to have a lower dice because there's a 25% chance of scoring a crit as opposed to like a 5%?
It depends entirely. I mean, there's a higher chance you'll get a crit fail, Belry.
Yep,
I mean, that's true.
it goes both ways. Yep.
It means every dice has a good chance of getting either, but sometimes it's more likely to get a crit fail than it is to get a crit pass. So as Cack-handed Dave is continuing to hack through these bananas, what's everyone else doing?
Me and Lucy. Apparently, this voice is just Tyke but higher pitched.
Yeah.
Me and Lucy. Yeah, are going to have fun. And Lucy's my dolly, and we're just going to have fun jumping on the bananas because they go all squish.
Okay. Roll me a dex to see how you get on jumping up and down in bananas.
You try not to fall off of them. Or crack your head open.
Yep.
Squish.
You start jumping on them, bananas start flying everywhere as you're squishing on top of the bananas. Is anyone else doing anything?
Well, I will probably just start hacking it away with my sword, cleaving bananas.
Okay. Roll strength. You don't get that far, but you can still hack forward at least. So, anyone else doing anything, or are we just waiting to see how they get on hacking through it?
I want to
Can
take
I,
like a running, flying leap at the bananas, see if I can just push through them.
Okay, roll.
Alrighty.
You kind of run, jump, drop kick the bananas. You seem to get wedged halfway up.
I didn't quite go as planned, but well.
Can I move that shovel as far away from me as possible and then with my hands slowly start moving like one banana at a time?
Yep, that's fine. You don't have to roll for that, that's fine.
Oh yeah, you haven't encountered the injury table yet, have you?
Yeah, I'm just bleeding everywhere. Probably like pinching it and holding it up or something.
I think you're onto something there, Aura, because hacking the bananas won't make them take less space, so maybe we should all just shovel bananas with our hands.
If
That
anything,
might-
they...
Yeah, do not use that shovel.
That shovel's far too dangerous.
Yes.
Rolo's just gonna pick up his arm and be like, "Is anybody a wizard? Could you fix it? Anybody?"
My daddy says that wizards are all fake, so who prey on the working man who doesn't know any... It turns out it's really hard to do the voice of like an 8-year-old girl when you're a 26-year-old man.
You
Oh,
surprised
I
us all,
always
Belry.
thought they.
Practice.
I always thought they were healers.
No,
I
they're
have
all
some-
charlatans. That's what my daddy says.
Well, if somebody has maybe some thread, we could maybe sew it back on.
Yeah, but
No
it's
one
off.
picked red today.
Nope.
The whole thing's gone. It's off.
There's not really any part to sew back on, it's kind of completely loose.
Yeah, that's what Rolo's getting at. It's gone.
I have a torch to cauterize it?
You could do that, yep.
Oh,
When I lost my tooth, my mummy put it in milk, and that kept it fresh, so maybe you can do that with your arm.
Yeah, maybe you get a new arm from the arm fairy.
Yeah,
I don't think it works like that.
What
Is
should
it
I
going to
roll
hurt?
to try and cauterize?
Just light your torch. You don't have to roll anything to cauterize. You just manage to singe Rollo's flesh and cauterize the wounds. Rollo emits quite a loud scream, and you see the bananas moving from the other side.
How ripe
I'm
do
so
these bananas
sorry.
seem?
Some of them seem quite ripe, some of them seem to be getting on the mushy side.
So these were put here on different days.
Well, yes. Not to be that guy, but this would be the perfect time to do a banana split.
Walk away.
My grandma showed me how to make banana bread.
Well, we might need a cooking fire for that, and I don't
I
think
have a
this is
fucking bucket.
Fucking bucket.
fucking bucket, yes.
And we'll cook on that.
Only if it's washed first.
I don't think water was on the item list.
Well, how about we all stand in like 2 rows and then just shove the bananas behind us and walk forward? Perhaps we should try that. What do you think, guys?
Maybe we just shout at the bananas, see if they get out of the way.
And you look over to Cack-Handed Dave, and he's so frustrated with the lack of thing. He's now sort of put his axe away, and I forgot to say, this guy's like a sort of 2.5, 3 foot tall halfling, but he's ripped. You know, he's absolutely jacked. He's got every leg day, every arm day, core, the whole thing. He's just like, he looks like a mini Zangief from Street Fighter.
And he's bodybuilder.
And he's now just starts doing that Zangief spin move, and he's just trying to spin into the bananas and throw as many behind
Roll
him
me a
as possible.
d20, let's see how it goes. So you start spinning into the bananas begin to start toppling around you. You seem to be creating a small whirlwind as you progress through, but you seem to be burying yourself after as well.
Fair play.
Maybe we should try to save him before he drowns in the bananas.
You can't drown in bananas, you can only drown in the pond. Like my dog did.
I shall go get him.
I'll help you.
Okay. Both of you just keep moving a couple of bananas at a time, throwing them out into the room everyone else is in. You're slowly progressing through. As you get to the middle of the room, you notice that in a hammock above all the bananas seems to be a very large monkey.
Okay.
Oh, there's the monkey.
And at the opposite side of the room where you came in, you see a door leading out that's currently closed at the moment.
Crikey, look at the size of that monkey.
Oh, yeah.
We should
Not wake it up.
move. Yeah, indeed. We should try to get the level of the bananas. Try to make it so that the bananas are level across the room. And everyone over on this side, and we can hopefully get that door open.
Unless we wrestle the monkey and become the king of the bananas.
Can I restrain him?
Now you're
talking about Bruce the
starting
monkey.
to sound a bit like Ilya now, I think.
I don't think I'd be very helpful with grappling. I've only one arm now.
Are you like fucking Marv the robot or whatever you call him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're slowly becoming Neil.
That robot.
perhaps-
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin.
Well, maybe if we make the monkey up, he might be hungry. And eat all the bananas.
It might also try to kill us for being in their territory.
Well, I
I
suppose
can
my
handle
arm's
it.
good
I
for
know what I'm
something.
doing with monkeys.
So Shadow would like to make their way over to the door that's on the far side of the room.
Okay.
Can they tell if it opens in or out?
It opens inwards.
So everyone, get over to this side and help us shove the bananas away. We can open this door, please.
Cack-Handed Dave spins over as well as he can. Absolutely not stopping this motion now at all.
That is one cack-handed Dave right there.
I love the idea that you stuck doing this for like the entire, like, just session.
Just like,
Like a turbine when it first turns on, takes a while to turn back off.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
alright.
What are you going to do? Are you going to just slowly push the bananas out of the way till you can open the door?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Getting
Seems like-
increasingly angry as time goes on.
Okay, so in about 10-20 minutes you manage to clear the door enough and manage to escape. Is the door open? Can someone roll me a d20 to see what the next room is, please?
Wait,
80.
I was first last time, so.
You slide your way into the next room. Everything is painted green. A very sort of sickly colour of green. Like everything on the table is painted green, the walls are painted green, all the same shade of green. And at the end you see the door out of the room, but between you and the door out there seems to be what looks like some sort of force field or laser coming down from the ceiling. So, what you want to do?
Sorry.
Does it cut across the whole room?
Basically it's like about a metre away from the door and it's like straight down vertical. It seems to be blocking off the door.
So
Okay.
no one's going to do the Catherine Zeta-Jones in entrapment move then.
Cat-handed Dave
That's
is
what I'm
going
trying to
to
find out.
immediately take out his bag of feathers and just chuck it into the laser to see what happens.
Okay. Roll
I was just gonna
strength to
smooth.
throw it, see what happens.
Not
Okay,
rolling
you
well.
throw it, it goes about a whole metre away from you, then lands on the ground.
Is the paint wet?
Some of the paint is wet, it seems, most of it seems to be dry.
Flick is gonna try to just throwing knife through the force field.
Roll.
Gotta say, this isn't a
Roll
very
your
well appointed
dexterity
green
to throw a
room.
knife. Okay, you throw the knife, it reflects the beam, which shoots towards you. Can everyone do me a dodge roll, please?
Fuck me.
Is that dexterity?
Dexterity. Roll well was fine. Cat-handed Dave's fine.
Yay!
Yep, everyone's fine. It passed through the table that's in the middle of the room before it got to you. It seems to be fine on anything that is green, but as it hit you, it seemed to disintegrate some of the bananas that were left.
Right.
Wait, so we're clear it's going through everything that's green.
Yep. It's
So,
bouncing
all the
off everything
things that
that's
are
green and
green in
not
this
touching
room-
it, yes.
In this room, are any of the things that are green things that we could, like, cover ourselves in that pigment?
Yeah, like curtains.
Well, I was thinking more, you know, like moss or
Paint.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I wasn't
Hey.
a 10, like an 8-year-old, I'd say roll around in the wet patches. But
yeah. That's pretty much where I was going. So would that be a
Some of the
dungeoneering
paint
check?
seems to be randomly wet throughout the room, but most of it seems to be like...
Excellent.
So, what do you want to do?
Roll in the paint.
Okay. Roll me awareness to see how covered in paint you know you are before you try and do anything.
I'll do a dungeoneering check because that seems sensible.
Okay.
Can I either see a way to turn us green or see if there's a way of turning off the laser? No. No, I can't.
What is the source of light in this room?
It's kind of a sort of green light coming from a magical orb in the ceiling.
Okay.
Could we do a dungeoneering check to see if there's like a button to turn it off, like behind the force field, or if there's some green paint standing
Okay,
somewhere in a button?
Do an awareness.
Because my point was, if the light in here is green, we're already kind of green.
You
Yeah.
see behind the laser there seems to be several large tins of paint.
Okay, guys.
I was going to walk up to the table and see, is it is it fixed to the floor or can you push
You can
it?
move it.
Because what Cat-handed Dave is thinking is to push it into the laser and hope that the laser sort of spreads around it, almost like it would if it was a waterfall, and then crawl under the table
You can try
with the
that.
table protected from.
I'm thinking though,
That's
Mr.
Pretty good
K,
idea.
that maybe you could use the table to pull out the cans of green paint from behind the lasers. But try yours first.
You know what they say, the pull-out method never works.
my friend Jessica.
Cheers.
Oh, fuck's sake.
There.
That's
Bruce.
for pushing the table.
The table is a lot heavier than Dave is prepared for, and he's struggling.
My friend Jessica said she got a new doll, and my mum said that when I got mad that I was really green, so I just need to get mad.
Did you get to green of madness? I never heard of that before.
She said I was green with
Envy, perhaps?
Nevi. Nevi.
Yes, my sweet child. I understand quite fully there. Could someone with a little bit more strength then please try to use the table to take out the cans, or push the table into the lasers, perhaps?
No worries.
Is there anything on the table?
There is a small fruit bowl where everything has been painted green.
As a cat, I would like to knock it off.
Okay. If you knock the fruit bowl on the
That's
floor, the fruit rolls everywhere.
That table ain't going nowhere, mate. Don't know what to tell you.
Oh dear me.
Is the fruit bowl green?
Yes.
Can I wear it like a hat?
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, this
Got a
is going
hat.
to be horrible.
Look, Lucy, I got a hat. Lucy's the dolly. I don't know if I said that already.
This has turned out to be another leg, so I'm not going to be happy.
Hey,
Well,
whatever happened to Lex?
Can I pick up the fruit bowl and like hold it into the light laser beam thing and see if it will work? Like, you know, as they said, like will it stop it or will it keep going?
It does seem to sort of part the laser around it, so you do have a sort of narrow way of getting through it.
I'm going to turn to Bruce and like, point at Aura. Did you say your name was?
Yep.
She took my hat. She took my hat.
It's a
She's thinking of an idea.
I'm just going to
I
start
stare
crying.
at Bill really hard as I
Bubbly.
put the hat on my head.
That's a bloody outrage, that is.
yes,
Just going to cry.
perhaps
For
someone
shame.
would like.
My character is a thin, angry, bitter bitch.
Well, perhaps, Aura, you would like to wear that bowl on your head and try to get through the lasers and then throw the paint to us from inside the laser?
Sod it.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Okay,
I
plan
roll.
to.
Is it just to walk through the laser with the thing on?
Yeah. I mean, she is really thin.
Yep, you manage it fine. You just walk through the beam. You just part the beam as you walk through with it on as a hat.
Okay, so I nudge the paint cans carefully through the barrier to them.
Okay, are you opening the cans at
Yeah.
all, or are you just leaving them as like sealed paint cans?
I'll open them, you know, carefully.
Okay. So as you open them and sort of slowly push them through, it begins to disintegrate the metal around the can, and just this green soup just rolls out and across the floor towards them.
Excellent.
Now you can roll.
I roll
Yes,
in the
Aura, perhaps throw the paint on us from inside.
Yeah, whichever cans are left, I try and do that.
Okay, so
Why don't you just throw the hat?
That's my
Throw the
backup plan.
hat.
It's my hat. She took my hat.
you slosh paint over the rest of the party. The rest of the party now a mishmash of green and sort of the normal colours.
Not gonna lie, this is gonna help me be camouflaged in case we run into any kind of wild animals that live in a tropical clime.
Like a monkey.
Oh, yes.
No
Crocodiles.
And this is where the next room we go into is pure white.
Mm-hmm.
I throw the hat over just to be on the safe side.
It's
So are we
appreciated.
properly covered in green, or are we just splotchily covered in green?
You're splotchily covered in green, yes, but probably enough to get through.
I am covering myself properly in green.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just smearing everything out as well, just to be on the safe side.
Being
I
a lot
just
of
wanna-
Just to be on the
Australian
safe side, close your eyes.
I just want to retrieve my hat, even if it means I have to run through the laser wall,
Okay.
because I don't know what's going on.
So we'll assume that, for time's sake, that you managed to get through. All of you are painted enough to pass through the laser beam. So can Squid roll me a d20 to see what the next room is, please?
Certainly.
19. Oh dear. This one is going to be interesting.
Great.
All of you, covered in paint, unsure what to do, sort of stagger into the next room. It seems a small corridor, very dimly lit, and you're not sure what happens. And as you hear the door clunk behind you shut, the floor opens like a trapdoor and you start plummeting through the air. Below you, you see a large green and white bullseye with a small door out next to it. How are you going to stop yourself from falling to death?
I have a climber's kit, so I am going to try and use I'm assuming that has some sort of grapple or
It just seems to be smooth walls
spike.
going down, but you've got a good, 500 feet or so to work out how you're going to stop yourself falling to your death.
I'm going to use the spikes from my climber's kit and ram them into the wall and try and catch myself.
Okay, roll your strength to try and ram them into the wall.
Why are they all strength? I don't have any strength.
You managed to slow yourself, but you're not stuck into the wall yet. What's everyone else
I
doing?
want to tie my rope around. How wide is the thing we're falling down?
Let's say it's a sort of circular room about 5 meters diameter.
Okay. Well, I want to tie my rope to my dagger and try and throw it into the wall while holding onto the other end of the rope.
Roll dexterity.
Call that a dagger?
That was the joke. Yep.
The dagger bounces off.
I reel it back in
Okay.
and take out my feathers and attach them to my still wet paint arms and try flapping my arms.
Damn, that's what I was going to try and do.
Right, well, while you're doing that, we'll see what anyone else is doing.
Can I just hold on to Bruce? Like, grab his leg?
Sure. Okay. Who else
What
is
do I
next?
roll for holding on to leg?
Strength.
Shit, I have 0 strength.
You still have a soft landing.
That is grim.
So what's everyone else doing?
Can I use my bucket as like a parachute?
Can buckets be used as parachutes?
I mean, it's shaped like
Gonna find
one.
out.
Absolutely
It's
try
even
it.
larger than a bucket.
Depends whether the hole and the deer lies up.
What should I roll?
Roll, let's say...
You
Let's
managed
say
to defeat-
intelligence to let's see how you can make a bucket into a parachute. You managed to slow yourself slightly, but you're not slowing yourself that much.
An attempt was made.
Mm-hmm. So it's just waiting on Rollo, Dave, and Flick.
Dave's going to
I
see the effort that Shadow's made and attempt the same thing with his climber's kit.
Okay. Roll strength. Yep, you managed to embed yourself somewhat into the wall, so you're sliding down the wall very slowly compared to everyone else.
Cool.
Can I just say that I'm still holding out the bucket and I'm hoping it's going to continue to slow my
Yep, sure. So it's now Flick.
keep rolling for it.
Once everyone else has a go, we'll see how the bucket changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my net, my clothes, and a rope to make a parachute.
Okay, roll intelligence. Natural
Ooh.
1. You let go of at one point and all of them just fly out of your hand.
So you're now nude and you have no net.
It's now Rollo.
Rollo's gonna try and use his axe one-handed to hit against the wall.
Okay. Roll to
Just-
see how you get on.
Strength, yeah?
Yep, you embed your axe into the wall, you can hang on, you've now stopped falling, but you're now about 400 feet up, embedded in the wall with one hand.
This is dire!
So cut back to the falling lot, so we'll start with Shadow.
Really, my only option is to keep trying to do the same thing, but I'm not sure why it would be strength instead of dexterity.
Because you said you were trying to ram the thing into the wall.
Right, okay. How wide across is this again?
5 meters.
Quite big. Can I see any roughness in the walls that's
seem- It seems
slightly further
mostly
down?
smooth as you're going along.
Okay. I'd like to do a dungeoneering check to see if I can find something
Okay,
that I can then aim for.
roll.
Nope.
Nope. You're panicked looking around, and as the time you find something, you've already shot past it.
Okay.
So it's now Bruce.
So having spent time attaching feathers to myself, I realise that's kind of a dumb idea. I want to try again with my dagger.
Okay, roll dex. Yep, your dagger embeds in the wall. You swing down and smack into the wall.
Batman.
roll strength to try and desperately hold on to the rope. And you tied it around you, didn't you?
Yes,
You
I did.
Yeah. So it's just Belry. Sorry, what's Belry's character called again? Ilya.
Ilya.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just Ilya to roll strength to hold on to Bruce's leg as he smacks into the wall.
Yeah, so I don't have strength.
roll me a normal d20 and we'll see how we go from there.
That's a dice that doesn't exist.
That's keep a dice.
That's the correct dice you should be using.
You somehow
Wouldn't a
managed
dice or
to
two
cling
be a
on.
coin?
You somehow managed to cling on desperately to Bruce's leg. Okay,
In
it's-
here I thought I would be
Okay.
red pesto on the floor.
Okay, well it's now.
Actually, no, just regular pesto. A minute.
So
I
it's,
want pasta now.
it's now Orla.
The bucket thing, that stacking effect, hopefully.
Roll intelligence.
I'm hoping it'll slow me down enough that by the time I hit the bottom, I'll be fine.
You are a cat at least, I'll give you that, so... If you are slowing, you're still pretty terminal velocity, but you are slowing. It's now Flick.
Well, as a dwarf, he just yep, can't do much of this, and just gonna curl into a big ball and just wait for the inevitable crushing sensation of hitting the ground.
Fair enough.
Waiting for death.
So Rollo is hanging from the wall.
Are you all dead?
Is anyone
And I will,
still
of course,
falling
aim
apart from
for the
Flick and-
bullseye.
Flick
Cackhand
and-
Dave was slowly going down the wall, but I don't know if you want any further rolls, otherwise you'll just keep
You're
staying
probably alright to be sliding down the wall. Can Orla roll me a d20 and can Flick roll me a d100 please to see if you survive the hitting the ground?
It's not going to be good.
Oh, fuck
Orla
yeah.
survives somehow hitting the ground. Flick is squished into paste.
Oh no!
So what
Flick,
exactly would
you
have
will
been the
be-
threshold?
Flick will be reincarnated in the next room. You can move any dice you wish around. So you have your second bar to put your dice into. If you wish to keep them the same, just copy them over the same. If you wish to change any, then change any. So somehow
Okay.
Orla manages to survive the fall as a cat and takes no damage whatsoever. So we now go to the ones that are sort of slowly falling down. So we got cut first of all to Rollo.
I will try and slide down with my axe in the wall.
How are you going to do that?
Leverage.
Your axe is kind of embedded in the wall at the moment. You're hanging from an arm.
And I've only got one arm. I'll wiggle it a little to try and find a crack to follow.
Okay. Roll me a nature.
I don't have nature.
Roll me a strength then. You wiggle your axe comes loose and you start plummeting again.
Bucket.
So we now cut to Dave. Dave, roll me a strength to see how you're doing it sliding down the wall. Yep, you're sliding down the wall fine. You've nothing to worry about. Next is Shadow, still plummeting, wasn't she? So
Yes, I am.
Shadow, what do you want to do this time?
At this point, I think I'm going to be frantically flailing, to be honest, and basically just kind of scrabbling in midair and trying to find anything to catch onto.
Okay. Do me one more strength roll to see if you manage to find anything to grasp before you plummet to the ground.
That shouldn't be a strength roll.
What should it be?
Dexterity, dungeoneering, awareness. Well, not awareness because it's not particularly conscious.
You did just do a random engineering check and didn't find much, so.
Yeah. Dex?
Okay, fine. Do a dex check. Yep. Against the odds, just somehow managed to get a handhold in the wall, and you managed to stop yourself from plummeting for the moment, though you do see Rollo shooting past you. We'll go to Bruce.
Okay, I'm going to try and sort of crawl up the rope to my dagger,
Okay.
and then sort of attempt what Rollo did, but just like kind of like a badass, kind of like sliding down the wall, holding onto my dagger.
Okay, roll me nature.
No idea how that's going to work. I'm just, yeah, that's not too bad for me. Okay, I'll try that again. But... oh shit!
Natural 1. Your dagger snaps in half.
Oh
Fuck me, running.
You start plummeting towards the ground.
I've got Ilya hanging on to me as well.
the Bellry wrapped around your leg. Are you going to try anything else?
What? I've got feathers on me. I'm just gonna try flapping my arms.
Okay, roll me out D100, see if you survive. And Bellry, roll me a D100 as well.
Feeling good about this, guys.
Oh, the suspense is killing me. Almost as much as its inevitable fall.
No, it's the fall. Not the suspense.
The fall is probably going to kill you, but... Yep. Bellry lands first. Bruce lands on top of Bellry. There's sickening smoosh noise. And this is the big red stain all over the ground. So, as with Flick, you can move any dice around you wish to move around now. But
I'll leave them
you'll
where
be
they are.
reincarnated in the next room. It's now Rollo to see if Rollo's going to survive.
Yep, I'm going to try and strike out with my axe again.
Okay, roll. Strength. Nope.
No, I don't.
Your axe also flies out your hand and goes speeding upwards. And you also hit the... Do me a D100 roll to see if you survive hitting the ground. Nope. You're also a large red smush. So, we go to who's left. It's Dave. Dave, me one more strength check. If you pass it, you basically survive. Yep. So,
Yes.
Dave reaches the bottom to sort of join up with Arola. Yeah?
Me?
Yep. So, it's you and Dave at the bottom now, and it's going back to Shadow. What's Shadow going to do?
Okay. You're
about 100 feet up.
Okay. Can I affect something from my climber's kit to the wall? So I can then use the rope that's part of the kit to go down
You can try.
closer to the ground.
Roll intelligence.
Oh. Okay. That was just a moment of shit. I've got no idea what my intelligence dice is.
Yep, you're fine. You managed to attach your climber's kit and climb down. So there is 3 of you at the bottom now. Are you going to try and find a way to unhook your climber's kit, or are you just going to abandon it there?
I'm going to try and retain mine, so I'm going to try and...
First, you slid down,
wiggle
so
out
you're
the
fine.
wall.
It's just Shadow needs to work out if you want to retain theirs.
You can take the one off my corpse if you want. Presuming that it will also be reincarnated. Another copy of it will be reincarnated.
The bloody remains of your colleagues around the sort of green and white bullseye.
Guys, I found an infinite items exploit.
$2.
Provided we want rope, fishing rod, antitoxin, net, feathers, and climbing kits.
Yeah, I'm thinking that our friends will take our gear to the next room for us. So.
No, I want to.
Yeah, we'll be scavenging as much as possible.
Okay.
And then be really surprised when we're then it's like really awkward. Oh.
So, can fucking Dragon roll me a d20 please to see where the next room is?
Sorry in advance.
20. Okay. You
That was
open the
a waste.
door.
Knives of Doom room.
You open the door. It leads to a very tiny corridor, maybe about 2 meters by 2 meters. In this corridor, you find your formerly dead colleagues. And
G'day.
as the door shunks behind you, another door to your left opens, and you feel a sort of light breeze touching your face.
Do I have my other arm back, or am I
Yes.
still one
You have
arm?
your other arm back. You're
Yay!
full of regen.
I have my arm.
Oh my
Go back
god.
and get the other one if you want. That way you can have 3.
Yay.
That's most unexpected.
Wouldn't that mean that, like, if you lose a limb, you should just brain yourself on a nearby wall?
Can if you want.
You're the wrong person to be asking questions like that.
Sorry, I mean, if you lose like an arm, then shouldn't you just like smash your head open on a rock?
I don't think that's quite how it works.
Well, you got your arm back.
Yes.
People survive. It seems to be a working thesis, I think. Yes. Maybe we should check out that airy breeze I can feel on my face.
Let's go.
Is there any, like, smells coming through the breeze?
Not really, no. Are you going to walk into the room with the breeze?
Flick is going to walk into the room with the breeze.
Okay.
So is Cack-Handed Dave.
As you walk in, you find that you're at the other end of a very long, thin room. At the other end of the room, there seems to be a massive fan that, as you walk in, it begins to speed up and starts blowing almost a gale towards you. You feel the door that you walked in go shunk behind you, so you can't exit, but there is a door out behind the fan. What are you going to do?
let me guess. The fan is creating such a breeze that it's almost impossible to walk against.
You can walk against it. It's just takes a lot more strength to walk against it further along you get.
Would it be easier due to my smaller surface area,
No.
being an 8-year-old, to walk against
No.
the breeze?
No.
Really not.
Surface area to volume ratio.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yes, but your
prone.
small size and build would be nothing.
You're
compared to
very
an
light.
full adult.
If you're light, you could literally just be blown away.
I should probably suggest that we crawl along the floor.
Yeah, I was saying I want to go prone and crawl along.
Yes, and I might undo my hair and sing a song as well. This feels like a Eurovision moment.
So, Google isn't very helpful when you search the aerodynamics of a child. It's out.
Wow.
I have a
now
rope.
FBI watch list.
So, how are you going to do this?
I'm gonna use my crowbar and sort of try to drag myself forward, lying down, to get like a good grip in the floor.
So you're like slamming the crowbar into the ground and pulling yourself towards it, then slamming it in the ground and
Yes.
so on. Alright, roll me strength.
Exactly.
You don't seem to get much speed at doing it, but it does seem to work.
Right.
Are other
Nice.
people following
Shadow
you?
would
Are they
like-
doing it separately, or what are they doing?
Shadow would like to do the same.
Okay, roll me strength.
Isn't very strong, so they will go behind Flick and hope that Flick is partially providing a windbreak.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good idea.
Yep, you follow on about the same speed.
I think Cack-Handed Dave's going to do similar, but instead of going on the ground, he's going to do it against the side wall using the pitons from his climbing gear.
Alright, roll me strength. Yep, you managed to work out a good rhythm, so you're about halfway across the room, whereas everyone else is about maybe 2-3 meters in. So it's now Rollo.
Rollo's gonna follow behind Crack-Handed Dave and use his axe along the wall.
Right, roll strength. You don't get as far, you're about the same speed as everyone else. So it's just Bruce and Ilya and Orly.
So, like I said, I want to kind of drop prone, and I'm going to again use my dagger. Hopefully, it won't snap off this time. To kind of pull myself forward and like as I'm crawling, so sort of digging in for an extra bit of an anchor.
Okay, so roll strength. Yep, you get a little bit further than everyone else, so you're maybe 2 meters along. So apart from Dave, everyone else is still in very much the first third. So Belry.
I kind of just want to run forward because it's fun
Okay, so
and enjoy
Roll.
getting like buffeted about.
roll intelligence to see how you cope with it.
Whee!
Yep, you sort of run forward, jump up, and get blown straight back as far as you ran.
Whee!
Okay, it's just Orly then.
Can I use my cat claws to like crawl up on the ground and like try and stay in?
Yep. Roll. What would cats? Cats probably dexterity, so yep, roll dexterity. Yep, you get a little bit further than everyone else, but you're all still quite low to the ground. So far, most of you are still in the first third. The only exception is Dave, who's about halfway across the room. So, are you all going to carry on doing what you were doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so basically just everyone do me a strength roll, and I'll tell you how you get on. Apart from Belry, who rolls intelligence, and apart from Orly, who rolls dex. Okay, so starting at the top with Dave. Dave continues along his way, he's about 3/4 of the way there. Then we have Rollo. Rollo is got maybe around 2-3 meters along. Flick manages to get to the halfway point. Belry is still
It's
just
a
running up,
race.
flying backwards again. He seems to be having a lot of fun.
Yay!
Bruce gets to about the halfway point as well. Orly almost catches up with Dave. And Shadow... Oh dear. And Shadow's...
No.
What were you using? Is it your crowbar, or was it an axe, a sword, a knife? What was it?
I think it was anything I've got left over from the climbing kit that I didn't use in the last room.
Yeah, so basically
probably all
whatever it
gone
is
after
breaks
this.
and you find yourself unable to use it in future.
Okay. That's okay, I have a crowbar.
Okay, so...
I will move to using my crowbar.
Okay, well if everyone's doing the same again, roll me another round of the same checks.
Ooh.
Okay, so Dave has reached the fan. Flick is about 3/4 of the way there. Shadow has managed to catch up and is about the same spot as Flick. Orly is also pretty much just behind Dave. Barry is still just having fun. Rollo is the furthest back, I think, of all of you. Yep, Rollo's the furthest back of all of you. So most of you are about, and definitely the last third, if not at the fan. So, what do you want to do this turn?
Yes.
The torches that we have, what are they made of? Is it like a metal sconce with something in the top, or is it just a bit of wood?
It's mostly just wood.
Is there space behind the fan to go behind it, or is it the fan blocking the door?
It seems to fit quite snugly wall to wall.
Okay.
There is like a cage on it which you could possibly climb over, but you do run the risk of it slicing any of your fingers.
Oh, Dave, perhaps stick something sharp, metal-y thingy fan to stop it, perhaps? While you're there?
Yeah. What Dave's going to actually do is he's going to try and snag it up, so he's going to slowly feed 10 meters of rope into it in the hope that it just tangles up and locks it.
Okay, roll me your intelligence. Yep, you begin feeding the rope in, the rope begins to start winding around the fan. So what's everyone else doing?
Shadow is attempting to get to the end on the basis of that the crowbar could be useful in dealing with
I
the
have a
fan.
crowbar. I'm at the end, right?
Yep, if you want to do
Can
me
I try and jam it?
Do me a strength check to try and jam your crowbar into the fan. Yep, you jam your crowbar into the fan, there is a loud, it immediately stops, the wind ceases immediately, and there's a loud, like, angry whirring sound, followed by the sign of fire.
Ooh,
Run.
good sport there.
Oh, guys!
We should find the door.
The door is
door
the other
is
side of the fan,
behind the fan.
over the sort of
Oh.
cage that's over the fan.
I run there.
Alright, everybody over.
Maybe try to tip the fan cage somehow, or maybe we could just climb it. How hard would it be to climb it?
It's a simple dex roll. If everyone's climbing over the fan, everyone do me a dex roll to climb the fan.
Everyone?
Everyone. Shadow doesn't have much luck, it seems.
Shadow is either spectacularly good or horrific.
So, Rollo climbs over with no issue. Dave is still fixated with putting the rope in. He hasn't noticed that the fan has stopped. Shadow's managed to get themselves stuck on the cage and is trying to get themselves unstuck. Ilya has managed to get over the cage no problem, despite being a small child. And Bruce has also managed to get himself just over the cage without any issue.
And I guess
I
that
guess
I also
Shadow-
got over.
I guess Shadow needs to try again.
I will assume that you just get yourselves over the next time before the fan explodes. So,
Thank you.
Can Belry roll me another d20, please, see what the next room is.
That's another. Dartboard.
Fine, it means it's... Oh, okay, it means it's this one. Okay. So, you sort of bundle out that room. There's a very small joining corridor that's about 1 metre long. And as all of you come out the one room, the door goes shuts and the next door opens. Inside, everything looks incredibly comfy. And as you walk in, the ground beneath your feet seems to be made of what I can only describe as like cushion material, as in you find yourself sinking dangerously low the more you stay still, and everything seems to be covered in a thick layer of soft plush. As you look across the room, you see the door on the other side, and you see next to the door there seems to be a large button that seems to need to press to get out of the room. What do you want to do?
Oh god.
I have a bow if you want to press the button.
Okay, what are you going to do with the bow?
I'm going to try and aim for the button. Are we all alright with that?
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing here, so go ahead and try.
I'd rather not step on this.
I might lie
The
down in the
fluffy
plushy
flower. Okay, you shoot, your arrow strikes into the button, the door opens for a second, then closes again.
Ah,
Oh buggers.
Maybe we need to tape it down over the button. Keep the button pressed down.
Oh, maybe we should try to get over to the other side and press the button while we're standing at the door.
I have two hammers.
So just ignoring what I said then. Right.
I have 2 hammers and some nails.
Oh, and I have a net. Maybe if we put a net out, we can walk on that, and it won't sink as bad. All of us, perhaps.
Or we could cover the button with the net and only pin down the bits that are around the edge, and that'll hold it in.
Yes, the problem is we have to get to the
We need to
bottom.
get to it.
Yeah.
So the floor, it just looks like a normal floor, but when you stand in it, it sort of sinks slowly into the ground, and you find your foot being sort of encased by this stupidly plush comfiness.
If we
I
run,
Run really
Shadow
quickly
turns-
like a cat out of hell.
Yes. Who's the fastest?
It might be a non-Newtonian fluid.
Struggling to remember what that was, but
It's the one where if you press it slowly, it's liquid, and if you hit it fast, it's solid.
Oh, like custard.
yeah.
It's good fun.
I'm going to suggest that we get the child to try it, because it'll be easier for us to pull them back up if needed.
I
let's
have a
tie-
rope.
Yep.
We can
tie a
it to
rope
her.
around her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Belry, you're up.
You want me to run over there?
Yeah, the grown-ups have decided.
Fine.
Okay, so you tie a rope around Belry. Belry runs across. It doesn't seem to sink that far in. Sinks a little bit, but not too far, and reaches the other end. But as she's sort of standing at the other end, she begins to sort of sink the more she stands still.
Okay, everybody run. Run like the wind.
You didn't tell me it was quicksand.
It's kind
It's
of like
quicksand
long,
over here as
lush.
well.
It's like plush material, like quite soft
Is-
and cuddly.
So, quick run over the room then, everyone.
So you all run across the room. As you get to the other side, again, everything in this room seems ridiculously fuzzy. So you're at the other side of the room now, looking at the button. What do you want to do?
The net plan?
Push the button. Just push it, and the
Okay,
door
the
will
more
open.
Push the
you-
button.
As you try and push the button, the more you press, you put on the button, try and push in, the more you find yourself sinking into the floor.
How?
The net thing.
Yeah.
Yep,
the net.
hammer, net, nails.
That.
It could be that because of the force we are exerting on the button, there is an equal and opposite force being exerted on us by the button that pushes us downwards.
Except that shouldn't be pushing us down.
Well, it'll
No.
push us like away from it, but then that's
No.
I mean, it worked with
No.
a bow.
Okay,
Seems
so
weird.
are you going to nail a net over the button?
I don't think that is a right idea, but maybe if we stand on the net, we won't get as heavy pushing down, so we can then push the button.
Good try.
We just need something to hold the button in. It doesn't necessarily need to be the net.
No, we could like push the button with a crowbar and just then run through the door when it's open.
Okay.
But if we stand on it, it won't sink as fast.
Alright, well, if whoever's pushing the button, do me a strength roll.
Perhaps Dave could do this for us. He's very strong.
Not
I don't
me.
have anything to pin it in with, though. That's the only thing.
Well, you could use my crowbar here if you want to.
Okay, shall give it a go.
Nope, the more you try and push down into the button, the more you just find your legs just sinking deeper into the ground.
Okay, another idea then. Perhaps we sort of just throw something light at the button, and then when the door opens, we try to jam it with something, like with a crowbar, perhaps.
Yep.
Bar
Shadow
back.
will stand next to the door.
Yes, and I will throw a throwing knife at the button.
Okay, so roll dex to throw the throwing knife. You managed to just miss the button, even at point blank range. You want to try again?
We could try it again, yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Try again. Yep. You throw a knife into the button chunks inwards, and the door opens for a full 5 seconds.
Okay, so we jam as much as possible between the door and the door frame in those 5
Yes.
seconds.
Okay.
Crowbars galore.
So the
Yep.
door begins to close and gets stuck. Are you going to try and like wedge the door back open?
Yes.
Alright, so
Well, I mean,
everyone
we
who
stopped
wants
it.
to help, roll strength together.
Right. Oh, so helpful strength.
Oh, I'm useless.
I got a crit.
You
It's
got
a
a crit,
4,
yeah.
but I got a crit.
You got a crit, yep. So you do manage to wedge the door back open, and all of you pull each other through, and eventually you manage to get to the other side. So, could I have, let's say, Lenida, please roll me a d20 to see what the next room is?
Can the next one be the last room, please?
It's okay. You can do the rest next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you basically all collapse into a room. You see the room is barren. There is nothing else in this room at all. You see the door at the end, similar to the one before, seems to have some sort of mechanical lock, and you look up into the ceiling. About 20 foot up, there seems to be a button inside a drain pipe.
Carriage.
Can I do a dungeoneering check?
Yes, what are you trying to find?
This room is making me feel incredibly suspicious. So, generally, trying to find whatever the fuck is going to be the thing that tries to kill us here.
I'm guessing sewers. Sewage, perhaps even.
Nope, you don't see anything at all that seems to be a threat.
Yeah, Flick would like to try and do a dungeoneering check to see if there's
It's fine.
any.
Everything's fine. At least we can catch our breath here.
Oh, I don't believe you, my dear, but I will check for myself.
You also believe it's fine.
It's fine, don't you worry.
Lift me up, I want to push the button.
I can lift you up. Okay. Or maybe Dave is not very tall, no. Do we have any tall persons? Perhaps that could...
The button
Except for the
is
tiefling
20 feet
dwarf.
in the air inside a drain pipe.
Maybe
We're not going to reach that.
throw the child, perhaps?
Yeah. Do it.
Do we have,
Throw me high.
between all of us, do we have a climbing kit that's still relatively functional?
Yeah, I haven't
all
used
the
it
different
since
ones
I got-
together.
Since
Excellent.
respawning, I haven't used that yet.
I think
Mine's
that's
fine.
yeah, solve it. Okay, it's
Could
just
we
me that's
form-
destroyed their climbing kit.
Could we
Yeah.
form a human pyramid 20 feet tall?
Possibly.
I mean, Cat-Handed Dave is still sort of trying to pick up Illy, because that was the last thing he was told to do, is throw her in the air.
Throw me high.
Okay, roll to
Yes.
throw the child.
Right?
Just fucking yeet the child as the kid. I can't
You
believe
throw her in the air, she flies through the air, then tries to land. Belry, roll me a dexterity to see how you land.
Yes.
1.
Dave was
I died.
catching.
Was that wise?
11.
Probably not. I can just
Right
kill
arm.
the child.
20. You manage to land so crookedly on your right arm that it snaps in a horrific break. You start throwing
I'm
up.
just gonna start crying. Just gonna start, and crying. Like scream crying.
Fair?
Oops.
Yep.
So, is there on the sewage pipe? Is there a grid on it, or what do you call it? With the bars in front of it.
I know you
No,
mean. Yeah,
it
like
just seems to be inside
I
a
felt
sort-
I felt for thing.
It seems to be inside a what looks like a glass drain pipe.
A glass pipe. Yeah, a grid. That's the word. Yeah, or a grate rather. A grating. So there's no grating on the glass pipe then.
No, you can see completely through it at the moment.
Well, should we try the shooting at the button again? Or is the button not reachable by shooting?
You could try and smash through the pipe and hit the button with something if you wanted.
Alrighty then, I'll have a chuck at my crowbar. But I'll
Alright.
connect my rope to it as well. If it gets stuck, we can always climb up.
Roll your strength to hurl the crowbar at the thing.
Oh yes, here we go.
You throw it up, it smashes the pipe, water begins pouring into the room at a ridiculous speed. The crowbar comes down. 6. The crowbar comes down, lands on your foot. Yeah, just lands on your foot, like stabbing your foot into the ground. So impaling your foot to the ground.
Not very pleasant, I must say.
So the room is slowly filling with very foul smelling water.
Wonderful.
Someone shoot the button, please.
I'll try and throw my dagger at it.
As people start to throw random weapons around, I'm going to step very far back behind them.
Yep, you manage to hit the button. The door opens about maybe 1 foot and then stops as it seems to short-circuited from all the water.
Did the water start draining out of it though?
The water is draining out of it slowly, but although it dropped initially, it starts to start slowly coming back up again, as in the other room now seems to be full of water as well.
We could probably fit through there, I guess. or just push the
Try.
door open. Yes. I will
Dave's
jack
just going
out.
to charge and shoulder charge the door, try and open it wider.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's
Roll strength.
30 centimeters.
Yep, Dave just makes a Dave-sized hole in the door.
Which no one else can
Yay
fit
for
through
Dave.
apart from Ellie, because he's only 2.5 feet.
Good on you, Dave.
Can I like crawl
We
on
can
my
crawl.
stomach through?
Yep, you can all sort of crawl through, that's fine. So, do you want that to be the last room?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. It's very crystal mazy and it's fun.
I need the crystal maze.
A trophy at the end.
You may do, Bowery, you may do.
Am I super rosy? One
Just
sec.
got to back up off the mic slightly. It sounds like you're eating it.
Yeah, you've gotten really close to your mic now, so it's really like.
It's because it's a funny angle.
Is that better?
Years.
Everyone is deaf, everyone is deaf, everyone is deaf.
Is that an improvement?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I do love you so much, Belry, that you pushed to talk whilst you were adjusting your microphone.
It was more that I just didn't think to let go. Also,
He's
I
in
may
control,
have got-
ladies and gentlemen. He's
I
in
may have
control.
gotten a Spider-Man PS4 costume for £1.
Is it an actual
I've
Spider-Man
saved
costume?
50.
In
Yeah,
your
of course.
size?
Probably.
Wear it for Dragonmeet.
It won't come before Dragonmeet.
We'll announce on Twitter that you're coming to Dragonmeet as Spider-Man.
I saved £54, and I wouldn't have saved £54 if I didn't buy it.
He's not coming as Spider-Man. He's coming as a Spider-Man branded PS4.
Oh god. Okay.
I've heard the name Princess and Emily, but I can't place it.
Pink and blue dragon princess from a book series.
Yeah,
Very
that was
gay.
the cosplay I saw you in.
Yeah, I think it
Yes,
was
that
that.
one. That one.
Yeah,
Those wings took like way too long to make.
but they were gorgeous.
They are behind my fish tank currently. There's nowhere else to put them. They're like 2 meters wide. I had to crab walk through the entire convention. Clutching either end of them, just scuttling my way through like a full skirt and like heels and corset. I couldn't breathe. I could barely see. It was a fun day.
It does sound less than convenient.
Yeah, although I looked fucking great, so just gonna shove a photo there.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, I remember that now. Now I've seen another picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Was anyone else like really kind of like felt kind of lied to when they got older and found out the quicksand wasn't as big as an issue that they'd been led to believe as a child?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I was quite afraid of quicksand when I was a little
Yeah, like
guy.
legit.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, quicksand is going to be everywhere. It's going to be
Yeah,
a
it's
regular.
really, really dangerous. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, and someone will throw you a rope, but that rope will actually be a snake.
I mean, tar pits are actually pretty dangerous.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, but
But again, I would then point out, how often do people come across tar pits?
yeah.
Everywhere in California, apparently.
Like,
Would it make you feel better, Barely, that I got trapped in quicksand once and it was fucking terrifying?
so, don't take this the wrong way, but yes, it kind of would.
It's at the Solway Firth when I was fishing. It was scary because the tide was coming in, but it was okay in the end.
Fair enough then.
But it did take my pals to run up to a car and get a spade and like dig my foot out because I couldn't move.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. We
You
will
can buy
end-
them off eBay for not very much.
What, Crystal
I will
Maze
do
balls?
that.
Sorry. Crystal Maze, like, crystal.
Really?
It might be on wish.com.
Thanks, Wish.com.
Hurry up and sponsor us.
Oh god.